Hey guys, my name's Caleb, and for the past 4 years, I've been doing conversions for people across the nation. The most common question I get from everybody for the past 4 years is, how much does a bus cost? And today I wanna give you a detailed walkthrough of what does it cost to build out a bus? Not the way and the process of doing it, but like, what are the materials? What is the door cost? What is the heater cost? So we're gonna point out each thing, and I think we're gonna do a part 2 of a more detailed explanation of it's not just installing solar panels, but what kind of rack are you gonna do? What does it take to actually install a door lock and all the tools that you need with that? Because bus building gets really complex really fast, but today I wanna say, hey, if you've got this amount of money, this is what we can do with it. So our focus when we do builds is we start from ground zero. We're gonna rip out all the old interior, we're gonna take out the seats, take out the old floor, we're gonna take out the ceiling, we're gonna go straight down to the bone. And when you do that, you're gonna delete windows. So the first thing you're gonna do is delete windows. So if you were to go to a metal place and ask for these to be cut, it's gonna be around $40 per window. So now that your windows are deleted, the next thing you're gonna wanna do is insulate the floor. So we use 1.5-inch foam board, that's $50 a sheet, and then we use OSB and Mamtech subfloor, and that's around $30 a sheet. So after we do a subfloor, the next process that we do is out of our strapping, which we cut out a 3/4 inch plywood. In most cases, we double it up. Depending on the size of your bus, it depends on how much you're gonna use. Each piece of 3/4 inch plywood that we use is around $60. And then after we do the strapping, we typically run our Romex, which is 14.2 or 12.2. The 14.2 at 250 feet is around $120. We only really use a little bit of the 12.2 for the mini splits and the water heater. That's around 100 feet for $100. So the prices of these things are the things that you can get at Home Depot and Lowe's. We use a lot of different types of materials for our builds because we do this professionally, so we want to use a really high quality stuff. So a lot of the stuff that I'm listing off is the price that you can get entry level at the big box stores. The different types of plywood and stuff are different than what we use in our builds. I just want to make this video to share what it actually costs if you have X amount of dollars to build a bus, and is that enough? So after we run our Romex and gang boxes for our electrical, the next part that we do is we run our water lines. I like to run those inside the spray foam because it keeps them insulated. There's less resistance for freezing. That's about $4 for 10 feet. So depending on the size of your bus, depends on how much you need, especially with hot and cold. We usually find that 40 feet and $40 is about enough to cover the plumbing in our builds. So I think for us, in most people's cases, the most valuable thing is gonna be your insulation. And we use closed cell spray foam. We go at nominal 1.5 inches. And for a nominal 1.5 inch per square foot is about $7 to $10, depending on what service you have to do it. But that is gonna cover everything. It's gonna lock everything in. It's gonna make it a lot quieter. It's the best bang for your buck at the foundation of a build. So of course the showers are subjective to how you want to build it, but for us, our shower pans are about $150 each. The wall panels that you can get at entry level can be around $20 a sheet. You have to have waterproofing behind that. So we use a Red Guard, and that's about $50 for a tub. The shower faucets that we find, we can usually get around 50 bucks. So with the kitchens, there's a lot of different options. The entry level for most kitchen bases that we find at 5 feet is like 180 bucks. We always use butcher block because it's a great option. It's $300 for a slab. Kitchen faucet, we usually find for around 50 bucks online. And there's a lot of different options for cooktops. We find that this one works really, really well, and it's about $150 online. This fridge is our favorite. It's a 7 cubic foot refrigerator, and it's around 250 bucks. So one thing that I want to make very clear is these are not $180 cabinets. These are custom cabinets. We build all of these by hand, which allows us to change all the dimensions of everything. So when you go to the store, you're stuck with those options. So just kind of keep that in mind as we build things custom. We build things one-off to fit the space. A lot of busters are that. This video is basically talking about you can get a nice stove for 150 bucks. You can get a nice faucet for $50. This is 3 sheets of plywood that we cut up. Granted, there's a lot of tools in there, but that's why I said like this stuff gets really complicated, so I don't want you to expect to go to Home Depot and find this cabinet for 150 bucks. So keep in mind when you're building out a bus, it's not just the singular sheet. So for the ceiling example, we've got a 16-foot interior, so we've got 25, 25, 25, 25 for this cabinet. We've got $65 here, $65 here, $65 here, $65 here, and so on and so forth with the shower. And then with the walls, how long is the thing? So a 4x8 sheet of plywood, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sheets of plywood right there. So that's when the numbers start adding together. So the next thing, we've got our Sinville 9,000 BTU mini split. This is $800. So then we've got our blinds. We typically are able to cover a window with blinds for about 20 bucks. We use nice cellular shades. Those are $50 per window. So that gets really expensive really fast. So getting into our water system, you gotta have a freshwater tank and a gray water tank. You usually want those to be the same gallons. So we've got a 50-gallon tank right here. This is $200. Water pump and accumulator tank collectively are $115. You've got about $300 worth of fittings between your PVC, your water lines, your elbows, your check valves, your valves themselves. So that's about 300 bucks in all the fittings usually. Then we've got our electric hot water heater. We like the electric ones, 8 gallons. Those are about $200 per. So of course you got your gray tank, and then you gotta have your access door, which would be about 50 bucks custom made. RV dump valve, gonna be $30. Hardware to get the gray tank mounted, usually around $100. We run solar on all of our vehicles because by the time you add the inverter and the batteries, you're almost halfway to the point of solar, which gives you free energy. We use EG4 batteries. They're about $1,200 each. We use Victron stuff. There are other alternatives out there. EG4 makes a lot of good stuff. An EG4 inverter is $800. You've got your fuse panel. You can use an RV or individual sub panels and fuse blocks. That's gonna be about $100 to $150. And of course, you have all your hardware, which should be an additional $300. So the solar stuff is very broad. There's a lot of different things out there on the market. This is the stuff that we use because I'm doing this professionally for people and I want to give them the best. There are all cheaper alternatives out there. You can get a decent solar system for like $3 grand. Of course, you have to put all this stuff together, so it gets kind of complicated. This is what we use. Like I said, there's cheaper alternatives out there, but you have to do your own due diligence. So then the last part of the equation is the solar panels, and those are about 300 bucks each. Of course, that's just the base of what we recommend for having a comfortable rig that you can live in, sleep in 365 days a year. Then you can keep going. You can add an exterior table, exterior light, exterior outlets, custom door, rooftop deck, lights, underglow, exterior shower. This hardware is only 40 bucks, more lights, outlets. You can make it your own, but the foundation is what we talked about tonight. And that at that point, it's gonna give you a comfortable rig just to start from. So here's a breakdown of all the expenses. Keep in mind, this is if you get it right. I like to add 20% just for the unseens, like the screws, the bolts, paint, all the other variables. So like I said, there's a lot of different options you can go with. You can go with a paddock, you can go with a rooftop deck. There's endless opportunities, but basically, if you guys ever need help with this stuff, shoot me an email. We do consulting. I can even give you a price breakdown on what I would suggest within your budget of what you should do foundationally, because there's a lot to this, and I wanna help you guys out. I've built like 20 different rigs for people across the nation. I just wanted to share some knowledge, so if you guys have any questions, we're also gonna be doing a part 2 of a more detailed breakdown of not only is it just buying the mini split, but you have to have it charged. You have to build a bracket. Not only is it just the panels, but you have to have hardware. So there's a lot of things involved. So shoot me an email if you have questions. We'd love to help you out. Thank you so much. Bye.
Caleb, wait. I need you to help me get down. Caleb.